Good morning. I'm heading out on a different type of lawn that I do once a month. Basically all it is weed eating lakefront. It pays a lot because before I started it was a lot of weed eating. But what I did to cut down on the weed eating was I used this old junker mower to top off the tops of the cypress knees so that a mower can get over it on a large portion of it that prior was just weed eat only. So as long as I keep those cypress knees, you know, trimmed down, I can use this old beater mower, you know, and then it's relatively a small amount of work considering the amount of pay. But it does cost to keep an old beater mower running. You know, you got to keep the wheels round and the blades spinning and everything. So, I mean, I don't put much money into it or do much to it. See how much weed eating that cuts out. See, the original bid was as if all that would need to be weed eaten. I'm gonna mow on down. As long as I keep them cypress knees trimmed, they tend to volcano out instead of peaking, so they'll have more of a shape like this than the well, here's one that's peaked over here. See, if they're not continuously trimmed, they'll peak out like that, and then you can't get the deck over the top of them. The hardness of them is probably not as much as a tree stump, but they're hard enough that it'll mess up your mower if it gets caught behind like a rear baffle and pushes the baffle into the blades and stuff. It's not exactly good for the mower, but that's why I keep a junker. that cuts down on my string trimming a lot, and still a lot to do, but I get paid a pretty good price on it. But there's some areas that the cypress knees are too high to get into, and you don't really want to take a chainsaw to it, because then the people start squawking, and environmentalists, because then it's obviously intentional that you're cutting down cypress knees. When your mower is hitting it, then it's like, oh, poor guy, this mower's getting effed up, you know. And they can't expect people not to want to keep their lakefront clean, mowed. But yet, I've heard if you get a chainsaw out here and start cutting them off intentionally, people get all fussy. So I do it this way with the mower. The same net effect, but you know, different method. One way is apparently legal, the other one not. Now this area over here has too many to get into in this little valley, but I'm going to try to get some of that area over there, and then after that I got to do the weed eating. So, but the point is, if you did not keep these trimmed down, they would grow out into the yard, and you'd not have any area that you could mow. So then the squawkers would get what they want, or it'd be all jungle. So all right, I'm gonna catch another angle and then get this other side, try to get some of it knocked down. Okay, so now it just comes down to weed eating. I wish I would have parked that mower over here so I could use it as a prop for my thing. Hey, trick is, if you bounce over one and you get stuck, don't overreact and go in reverse, because what happens is your rear tire will spin, and that'll put the whole machine lower and make you more stuck. So take your time when you're hopping up over stuff like that, because sometimes that stump will be between your back of your deck and your wheel, and instead of coming straight back or something, you may want to roll out off of it by making a backwards left or something. All right, I told you I'd get to an after shot. I'm not quite done. I got to get my chainsaw and take out that little visual obstruction down there next to the cypress tree. I always do a little bit extra for the guy, but calls and texts are starting to roll in. So chances are, if I don't give you the after now, I'll forget, and then it'll be screwed up. But anyway, that's about what it is. And I'm all finished with that, so I'm on to the next one after I knock out that little bush with a chainsaw. Yeah, I just wanted to point out another reason to carry extra string trimmer line in your back pocket. That saved me a trip. It was more than I could have carried while controlling the mower, and I had the chainsaw with me. So I made a quick loop of it and was able to get it up here. And another thing is, I can't tell you how much I love the way my rig works for me. The little truck, I can hop up in there and kick the boots off or fuel up a piece of equipment. It's narrow enough that I can get through without slowing down or anything on these narrow streets that we got around here. The trailer being the same width as the truck just pays off in dividends so many times on being able to just navigate through traffic. You know, I've had the big stuff and I can't stand it. It's too slow and ineffective for me, for my area, and for what I'm doing, being so low and only carrying one mower and stuff, you know. All right, I'm gonna get on to the next